Alright, we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the video. We are at the Downtown Library in Arlington. We are using this location because we want to change it up. You're probably gonna hear some background noise. That's a guy back there. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're gonna be going over is the Champions School of Real Estate. We're going to be doing the exams, and then we're also going to tap into the real estate course the night before the exam. Literally a minute ago I was watching videos on how to stream on YouTube because there's different ways, and this one guy was going over how to do a live stream, and then after you hit end it goes to VOD, which is video on demand. So we had no luck on that. We're also going to be going over the commercial leases, just kind of breaking that stuff down and explaining it a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and jump right into Champions. And hopefully the camera's set out. I was trying to get a nice view, because if you look here, I think the sun's gone down. No, it's not. I'm really sensitive to bright light, so I'm trying not to get blinded by the sun. But we got a cool, pretty view. I'm going to go this way. Yeah, see, you can see the building and stuff. Changes it up, and it's nice to get out of the office, because in the office there's no like freaking sun. You're just kind of in a room. It can get very depressing being in there. So we are recording and streaming, so we're good. Let's go ahead and jump right in it. So real estate exam prep, and then you're going to go down to exams. Let's go ahead and take the state prep exam 1, and then we'll jump into the national. Oh, I got a 0 already. If you guys haven't already, make sure you get some coffee. Of course, we get our Salter Bros. You're definitely going to want that. It is very good, and it'll keep you going during your testing. One thing that we forgot that we need right now is some water. I could really use some water. So we're just going to be getting slowly more dehydrated. Okay, so real estate salesperson state prep exam 1. We are timed. Number 1, Trek has the power to order witnesses to appear. This is called subpoena power, or subpoena. Dude, I always forget this. This is like our 3rd time doing this exam, and I forget that. If a license holder fails to respond to a subpoena, what can Trek do? Answer C, Trek can file a suit with the Attorney General to enforce the thingy. Number 2, a license holder in violation of TRELA has received a summons. The license holder fails to respond to the summons. What can Trek do? I believe this one actually is B, which I thought when I first did it was A, schedule a hearing in the county court where the license holder practices real estate. It's actually not. Pretty sure it's B, but we'll find out at the end. Trek has received an application for Texas real estate sales license from Mary. Okay, so it's asking how long does Trek have. Trek has 30 days to appeal a denial. Trek has 30 days to complete the background check. Yes. That's confusing. Trek and check. Very similar. Number 4, Marcus was a Texas licensed real estate sales agent. He's inactive. This guy's been talking for like 3 hours. Not kidding. Hey, but that's exactly what I'm about to do. So I guess he now wishes to activate the license. What will he have to do? So I'm pretty sure this is the $200 one. Dude, I need to turn down the brightness. Oh, that is so much better. Can y'all still see good? I hope so. Which of the following must be posted in a public location on the broker's wall? Is it A, B, C, or D? Franchisee? No. Is it policy and procedures manual? Maybe. It's either B or D. I'm gonna go with B. Fidelity is one of the canons. Oh, this is 100% A. I remember this problem. Being scrupulous and meticulous in the parts of your functions. I thought that was a negative thing that they were saying, but apparently it wasn't. What we chose before was C, which is true. You want to avoid lying, omitting, or misrepresentation. Number 7, which of the following actions are grounds for suspension or revocation of your license by Trek? It is actually D. This one, last time we chose A, an agent failing to disclose a 10% ownership in an entity involved in the transaction. B shouldn't be an issue. Advising about the attorney's opinion title, that should never be a violation. You're advising the client to go see an attorney. I need to stop yawning. I thought this coffee would wake me up. Apparently it doesn't. It just makes me more sleepy. I think it's because of the milk. I've been drinking too much milk. A Texas broker may pay commission to. Is it A, broker associate, licensed attorney, in-house employee? It's definitely not D. It would be broker associate. All right. Which of the following actions is not in violation of the Texas Real Estate License Act? It would probably be A. A broker offers a guaranteed buyback of a property for a set price if the purchaser is not happy within the 2-year window. See, a broker guaranteeing a buyer that based on performance, past performance, and investment property will appreciate over the next 2 years. That definitely is not a good thing. Selling real estate by lottery, probably not a good thing. Placing a sign to sell real estate property with a verbal consent of the owner, probably not a good idea. Without proper authentication, a sales agent may accept commission directly from. Dude, you know what we're missing? I just thought about this. We are missing our live chat button that allows people to talk to us. So if anyone knows how to set that up, let me know, because I can't see y'all commenting. So that's kind of a bummer. When I post this on the channel as a video or whatever, just feel free to leave a comment saying, this is how you do it, watch my video. Without proper authorization, says it may accept a commission directly from. I would assume his broker, you know. A broker has listed property. The owner mentions that a neighbor is selling, is interested in selling. The broker like to, I think the owner. Oh yeah, this is talking about referrals. How can the broker thank the seller? Answer to this is D. He cannot pay the seller any commission at all. This would work, but it says cash at the end, so it doesn't. He could say you can give the seller a gift of $50. I mean a $50 gift card or something. You can't go over the $50 limit. You definitely can't do C. Sales agent wishes to transfer to a new broker. When he engage in business? I think it's C. Which of the following is the responsibility of the broker? It would be A. The listing advertisements of the sales agent he sponsors. It would not be continuing education, not financial and success, not timely removal. That's the licensee's jobs to remember. With the knowledge and consent of her broker / employer and a licensed assistant showing property. Ooh. It would be B. Both the broker and online assistants can be fined as a administrative $5,000 per day. In the event of a conflict between the statutory duties of intermediary and common law duties of dual agency, a broker which takes precedence. In the event of a conflict between the statutory duties of intermediary and common law duties of dual agency. Oh man, I completely don't know this one. I'm gonna go with A. When must representation be disclosed in what form? I mean, it can be orally. You could say, I'm a real estate agent. Which of the following is true and demonstrates the difference between the role of a broker intermediary and the role of a sales agent appointee? Going with A. The sales agent may give advice and opinions of one party in the transaction. What is required in order for a broker to act as an intermediary? Broker must have 2 associates to appoint to work with the parties in order to be an intermediary. What is required in order for we got that one wrong before. Was not. I did A. Okay. There we go. We're gonna get the chair out of there so that we don't get sleepy. Number 19, a broker has signed an exclusive agreement to represent a seller. Which of the following is a requirement of the minimum level of service in this situation? Let's see. Oh, the minimum level of service in this situation. I believe it's D. I tried B last time. I don't remember B being right. 20. John has listed the property at 17 Oak Street. The sellers have received and accepted an offer from the buyers. The buyers have received the survey and it shows an encroachment. The buyers are not willing to purchase the property. I remember last time it being C. The buyers have the number of days mentioned in paragraph 60 to address survey problems with the sellers. Dude, honestly, I'm gonna have to edit the stream. Whoever's watching now is probably getting annoyed, but if I upload this on the channel, I need to cut all these yawns out. Like, this is ridiculous. Anyone who's watching is gonna get more tired watching my video than if they went to class. Who's responsible for filing in the effective date of the real estate sales contract? It's actually the broker. Last time we chose B, the agent of the party accepting the final offer. That's not right. It's not A, it's not me, it's not D, it's C, the broker. What TREC promulgated form should be incorporated into the contract when a buyer wants to obtain possession for closing funding? So this is saying when a buyer wants to obtain possession. If the buyer wants to obtain a possession, it's the buyer's temporary lease addendum. If it's the seller wants to obtain possession. It's the seller's temporary lease addendum. So the buyer is saying, hey, before it's closing funded, I want to move in for 90 days. And if it was the seller, it would be the opposite. They would have 90 days to stay in their property, I guess, before it's been closed and funded. Then they have to get out. I think that's right. We're going to roll with that. We'll find out at the end. When must the option fee be delivered? The buyer must have the option within 3 days after the effective date. I feel like it's really A, to be honest. 3 days of the effective date. We're gonna go with B. John sold his waterfront property to some buyers and provided the notice of coastal area property. The house on the property was behind the vegetation line. Oh, I remember this. So it's saying the structure is now seaward of the vegetation line. What is true? It's B. The state can force the removal of the structure. Basically, just remembered that question. That's about it. There might be another video more in depth with what that means. To be honest, I have no idea what that really means. Broker Bob has a listing contract and a buyer's representation agreement, and so is acting as an intermediary. The buyer tells Bob that if he is successful in purchasing the property, he plans to buy all the surrounding property too. What should Bob tell the seller? Really nothing, as this is confidential information for the buyer. There's really nothing to tell the seller. He's just it's just the buyer kicking tires. That's kind of funny. I like that. It's the buyer kicking tires. You know, hopefully we get the license, but if there's a bad buyer's agent, bad buyer, or whatever, work with him and say like, Mr. Buyer, you sound like you're kicking tires. To see what he says. You're probably like, you know what, you're fired. Track rules require a license holder to disclose his dual role. If he is representing himself in a transaction, Trek also requires a license holder to disclose if his client is his A, B, C, or D. It is spouse, child, or parent. Which statement about Texas homestead protection is false? Oh, we got this one like 3 times. This one. Crap, I forgot the answer to this one, to be honest. Oh, wait a minute. So it's asking for, okay, so here, all right, so this question, these are tricky. You have to kind of slow down. First, I look for what is true. Homestead protection is automatic, may not be waived in Texas. That's true. Homestead protection will prevent foreclosure for unpaid property taxes. That's not true. An urban homestead can be as large as 10 acres. That might be true. Homestead protection will prevent the debts of oneself smelting. That is true. So the answer 4 is false. Should be B. Homestead protection will prevent foreclosure for unpaid property taxes. You will still. That's not true. And we can verify that by the trusty Google. Dude, I'm gonna need to take a nap. I am so sleepy. I think I'm falling asleep because we went to bed. We stayed at the office till 12 in the morning, screwing around with the ChatGPT, which we'll probably make a video on later. It's funny on YouTube that I've noticed, basically what all of these guys do, anyone, you know, like the big YouTubers, Graham Stephan, Andre Guy, all of them, what they do is they make a video, and then the other guy sees, hey, this guy made a video, and they just copy the same thing and just say it in their own way. So it's like, really, if you're making YouTube videos, all you need to do is just look at, oh, Graham made a video, and then just make the same video, but, you know, say it a little differently or in your own way. Dude, I don't know what's up with my eye, but it just started going on. The statutory estate created by two married individuals that allows for shared and separate property is... I did community property. It's actually common law marriage. Should be. You know what? Now that I think of it, it may not be common law marriage. Dude, I need to be studying. I have not studied in a couple of days and I forgot everything. Alright, it's not common law marriage. That does not look like this. Community property. Which of the following can an HOA ban? Probably a political sign. It probably wouldn't ban a Texas flag. It would probably maybe a roof solar panel. Landlords in Texas may have how many days to settle deposits with tenants after move out? It would probably be. Sorry guys, my eye's kind of tripping out. Been on this dang computer all day. Landlords in Texas may have how many days to settle deposits when tenants move out? They actually have 30 days to do the statement of deposit. That's what we call it. Oh, is that it? 3 of 3? Okay. And we probably failed. How the frick did we get a 90? Okay. I don't know how we got a 90. To be honest with you, I can barely see right now. I've drank too much coffee. My vision's blurry as hell, and I don't have any water. We got a 90, so okay. Let's go and look at this. So we're getting there. So I think this whole thing is not just one test. Okay, I think what this is all of the tests that they they offer you, the national, the state 1, state 2, national, state, national 1, national 2. I think it's all compiled onto that worksheet right there. So if you're doing all of them and you're getting really good at it, well then all those numbers should be going up. And we definitely want to be going up more because we need to be studying. That's a opinion. Okay, I don't know for sure. Oh, we got this one wrong. So the one for Marco, it's not 200, it's actually C. And the answer is apply through a broker and take an 18-hour continuing education course if necessary. It's kind of nice because if everyone had to pay $200 to do their continuing education, that would absolutely suck. Number 15, in the event of a conflict between statutory duties and of intermediary and the common law duties of dual agency of a broker, which takes precedence. Oh, okay, so it's not A, it is actually B. B is correct. Statutory intermediary takes precedence over dual agency in Texas after SB 489 went to effect 1196, so January 1st, 1996. Broker has signed an exclusive agreement to represent a seller, which the following is a requirement of the minimum level of service in the situation. B. B is correct. The broker must present any offer to or counteroffer from the client. None of the other actions are required by the minimum level of service guidelines. Ooh, National Prep Exam 2. So it just kind of like, it's funny, you hit continue, you just kind of sends you down the line. You know what? We're going to change it up. I'm going to practice standing. Oh, God. That's a different feeling when you stand up like that. You definitely feel it in your knees. Real estate salesperson, National Prep Exam 2. Which of the following would not terminate an easement? I think acquiring the adjacent property would. Prescription, abandonment. pretty sure it's prescription. I remember hearing that a lot in class. Okay, good. The camera still. It's still decent. Which of the following would not be an example of police power? Well, regulation of coastal properties, floodplains, and wetlands, that is a part of it. Zoning, police power, so D and A are ruled out. Building codes. Man, it's either B or C. I'm gonna go with deed restrictions. I don't know. Number 3, in discussing property taxes, which of the following statements would be false? Property taxes are paid at first at foreclosure, that's true. Property taxes are an automatic lien on real property, that's true. So now we're down to B and D. Property taxes are based on the assessed value and the tax rate, that's true. Now we're down to B. B is the right answer. If it's wrong, I'm gonna be mad. I might punch this computer. Number 4, John owns a bar and a restaurant at the corner of Broad Street. The neighbor is rezoned to category R1. So that sounds like something. Residential single family only. Sounds like no commercials allowed there. What does John have to do to keep his business at that location? What does John have to do to keep his... I'm hearing some really weird things. I don't know if you guys can hear. I just heard a thing about a horse and a song. What does John have to do? I'm hearing some interesting stuff over there, guys. What does John have to do to keep his business at the location? Honestly, he owns a bar and restaurant at the corner of Broad Street. The neighbor's rezoned to category R1. Well, since he was already there, he's kind of like grandfathered in, so he shouldn't need to... Wow. We just got a Market Watch alert that said markets are going to get rocked as Fed pushes rates higher, economist warns. That's FUD, okay? When they throw FUD at you, throw it right back. Honestly, since he was already doing business there at the at his shop, he shouldn't have to do anything. You wouldn't have to apply for a non-conforming use because it would just grandfather the thingy in. So we're gonna go ahead and say nothing. You know, John cannot keep his business at that location. That's wrong. Apply for non-conforming use permit. Maybe, but I haven't started that. I've done a couple of commercial stuff. The government will take real property under the right of a sheet when I really want to say the property is abandoned, but a sheet has to dealing with the property when there's no will. Dude, when I sit on this table, half of it like comes up, so if we all come crashing down, I think I'm gonna need my coffee. So in the event things get worse, we're fine. The government will take real property under the right of this sheet when, I'm gonna say A. The buyer's agent is working with a couple who decided on a particular property. They are concerned about the boundaries. It appears that the fence from a neighboring party encroaches. The buyer's agent should recommend the buyers get a survey, contact the sellers, check the listing to determine if there's an encroachment. Oh, we gotta turn this brightness. There we go. Talk to the listing agent to determine if there is an encroachment. Contact the sellers to ask if they are aware of any encroachment. I mean, yeah, it's good to contact the sellers, ask if there is an encroachment, but obviously they're going to say, no, there's no encroachment, everything's fine. Then number B, it's going to be talk to the listing agent, determine if there is an encroachment, same thing, oh no, everything's good. And then A is going to say, check the listing, determine if there is an encroachment. Sure, you can do that, but really the best thing to do is recommend that the buyers get a survey. You can't go wrong with a survey. A developer owns 300 acres of land and plans to build a new subdivision. The surveyor has recorded the plat. The developer will sell individual parcels of land to custom builders. What type of legal description will most likely be used for those transactions? These transactions. Oh, okay. If it's a developer, probably lot and block. Thing is, though, it's 300 acres of land. If they're doing it to custom builders, first they would probably get a meets and bounds description. Then after doing that, then if they're going to start selling individual parcels to custom builders, wouldn't they probably use a lot and block? I mean, and really you could just do this. What? You know what? Screw that. We'll just move on. If we get it wrong, we'll go over it. Make sure we review. A property manager. Property is surrounded by a wooden fence. The owner removes the fence and now has a pile of lumber in the yard. This action is best described as. Well, it is kind of severance. Here's how we solve this problem, guys. We look up what is annexation. Well, that's like if you're taking something. That's taking, that's removing, that's destruction, that's something else. I'm gonna go with severance. Property has an easement appurtenant. I don't know how to say that. Which of the following statements about this is true? The easement belongs to a person or corporation. I think B's right. The easement crosses over the dominant estate. The easement benefits the dominant estate. Wouldn't the easement benefit the servient estate? I'm gonna go with the basic answer. You know, that seems so basic, that's probably not it. We're gonna say the easement does not go. But A and B just don't seem that good of an answer. They seem just so, like, generic, you know. We're probably gonna skip that. The easement crossed over the dominant estate. The easement benefits the dominant estate. I would, I'm gonna say it crosses over the dominant estate because most of the time it usually says the easement benefits the serving estate. Number 10, a court order directing the county sheriff to seize and sell property of a debtor to satisfy a lien is. I'm gonna go Tetsu in common. I really regret coming here and filming. This was the worst place to film. It is noisy. I thought by now we've been on the call. Thank you for like more than 30 minutes. And in the background we're just hearing this guy go on a rant. This is a bad idea. Guys, do not go to the library to film. Jane and Anna are joint tenants in an investment property. One wants to sell, the other does not. How can this be settled? Okay, so Jane and Anna, they're joint tenants in an investment property. One wants to sell, one doesn't. How can this be settled? I don't think we actually covered this in Champions. So, just as a maybe as an idea, if you buy all the classes in the exam prep, you may try to access your exam prep online as your first thing. And, or when you start getting close to it, towards the end, and just start reading about stuff like this, because you may want to write these questions down and ask them in class. They cover most of like the general things that are you mostly see in the book, but this would be a good thing. So I've not seen this. So would it be partition, accession, recession, rescission, defeasance? Here's how we solve this, guys. Honestly, guys, I have no idea. Is it partition? I'm gonna skip it. We'll figure it out. The seller has sold his property but will continue to occupy the property after the sale. This is called lease with an option to buy. Lease purchase. Well, I don't think it's D. Lease with an option to buy. He just sold it, so it's not that. Is it lease back or lease purchase agreement? I think that's a lease back. Because he's already sold it, now he's leasing it. Yeah, it is a lease back. Which of the following statements about foreclosure is false? Notice must be filed in the stake in the county's clerk office. That's probably true. Notice must be posted at the door of the county courthouse. I don't think that's true. That's true. Oh, there's C. If you guys want to see something really interesting, just watch the traffic. Dude, honestly, we should, on the other channel, we should just take a camera and just prop it up and record all of the traffic just going down the street. We are so distracted. We are so distracted. He's gone. It's quiet. Is he gone? I think he's gone, guys. Okay, then we can finally start getting some work done. What is the main disadvantage to a lender who chooses to accept deed in lieu of foreclosure? What is the main advantage to a lender who chooses to accept deed in lieu of foreclosure? Deed in lieu? Okay. Well, what is deed in lieu? It is a deed instrument which a mortgagor conveys all interest in real property to the mortgagee to satisfy a loan. Outstanding subordinate liens or judgments against the property. I mean, I would just say it's more complicated than foreclosure because it results in loss of time and money for the lender. But really, it was kind of just saying it's more. Here's how we do it. Why don't we just Google the question? Outstanding. Oh, a lender should hesitate before accepting a lieu deed where there are outstanding subordinate liens. The lender will have to foreclose this mortgage with the intended expenses and time involved. So it's talking about that it is have money and time involved to obtain clear title. So it is complicated and it could result in loss of time and money for the lender. That might be the answer. 3-year lease on office space to be terminated by death of landlord, death of the tenant, mutual recession. Is it recession or rescission? Who knows? Constructive eviction is a result of. It's definitely D. Actions or inactions to the landlord. Okay. Alright, time to take a break. Look out the window. Oh, he's gone. So it's kind of funny. Let me show you guys something. Let's take a break and do something else. Changes it up. Keeps you guys getting bored. Alright, so you guys can see. You can kind of see everybody out here, right? Everyone out there? Well, the funny thing is Edward, one of the guys we play tennis with, he actually lives like right where one of those cars is parking. And we tried to FaceTime him, to say hi, but he didn't answer. Also, if you're wondering, kind of like where this is, I probably shouldn't give out my location on the internet, but this is that library, and over there is the stadium, and then down here you got all of this cool stuff. So yeah, if you're trying to do like live streams or you're trying to really do anything, I honestly recommend that you just film at your house, because the problem with doing really anything in the library is if you don't have a room like this, even if you do, as you probably hear, and we'll find out later by watching the stream, we edit it, whoever was up here doing their debate or something, you can hear easily them talking, and I don't know why maybe the walls aren't sealed, really well. But I mean, possibly what we should have done is probably came out and filmed out there. The traffic's probably louder, but I mean, maybe hearing that is not that bad compared to hearing somebody talk on the phone for literally 2 hours about God knows what. So yeah, if you're gonna do live streaming and you want, I mean, it's nice to have a view like this, don't get me wrong, but to really film and get a good video or live stream, I would get here early in the morning when they opened, or close to closing when it's like 4:18 right now. So this is probably the best time because everyone's tired, they're sick of studying, they want to go home, and they're used to leaving at this time because school usually ends at like 3:30. It's a Sunday. Who the heck wants to do anything on a Sunday? Not many people. So that's the lesson learned. We will not be coming up here at that early time. That was very frustrating having to think over that. But I mean, hey, on the positive side, there's a nice freaking view, and so yeah, let's keep going. That was a good enough break. Also, bring water. You'll probably want water. Let's go ahead and hook everything back up. Works out because we try to keep these streams kind of long anyways, so it's not a really big deal if somebody is kind of going on a large rant, because it just helps you study, I guess, better, or it really helps you stay more focused on your thing because you're having to kind of block out their talking. So we're on 18. Residential single-family home neighborhood has never fully built out. Okay, the developer has sold a tract of land in the middle of the subdivision to a group of investors who plan to build an industrial park on the land. The result of this will be many new jobs for the areas based on appraisal principles. What will happen to the value of the home in the immediate vicinity of the industrial park? Well, what is an industrial park? So new jobs, okay, that's the pros. They're asking, will it go up or down or not affect the homes at all? Well, if there's new jobs, I feel like that's a plus, so I'm gonna go with it going up. Let's see if we can pull a Quizzy. Oopsies. Okay, there we go. We need some help. We got Cheggy. Wow, here we go. Oh wow, we're wrong. The value of the homes will decrease. Okay. Well, that sucks for them. Who knows? I wonder why that happens. A house has an unpopular floor plan. I think this would be economic obsolescence. Not really functional. It's definitely not physical deterioration. Regression, no. I'm gonna go with economic. Quizzy? What does Quizzy say? Oh, it's functional. Okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, it makes sense as a functional obsolescence thing, but still, I think it was that. How's our camera looking? We're gonna chill like this for a while. It's kind of tiring. Bro, the glare on this screen is so freaking bad. It is from the window. They need to put a screen maker or something where you put on your screen and it helps like absorb glare or something. A house in a subdivision that is 6 miles from the nearest school. A new school will be opening in the subdivision. For the coming school year, listing agents in the area have started to raise list prices on homes in the neighborhood based on this fact. Which principle of appraisal are the agents applying? Well, so this one's kind of interesting, and something is changing in the neighborhood. Everyone else, the listing agents are raising up the list price on the homes in the neighborhood based on this fact. Which principle of appraisal are the agents applying? Anticipation, change, substitution, highest and best use. I think it's substitution, to be honest. Alright, let's knock this out. License holder we're on page 3 of 8. A license holder has been asked to prepare a comparative market analysis on a single family home for a prospective client. Which of the following facts will be most important to the license holder when closing comparables? Well, when closing comparables, dude, I got no idea. Which of the following facts will be most important to the license holder when choosing comparables? So we're looking for something that is important to the license holder. The assessed value of the comparable property, the total value of all liens, I guess it would be the assessed value of the comparable property. I mean, I don't know if they're really focused on all the total liens. An appraiser has been asked to value a single family home. The home has 2 bathrooms and a fireplace. He has found 2 comparable properties in the neighborhood. The first comparable has, okay, this is a big question. Let's just skip to the answer. The appraiser has determined that a half bath is worth $2,000. Oh no, it's one of these questions. I hate these questions. You want to know why? Because it's math, and math makes you think, and I don't like to think sometimes, especially on a 4 p.m. on a Sunday. All right, I see 180, 175, and 5,000. 5,000 plus 75 is 180. Whatever's going on over there is like really loud. Dude, that's the thing. This place is supposed to be a library, and it's like nothing compared to a library. It is super loud, and yeah, it's just super loud everywhere. And this is the 3rd floor. This is supposed to be the study floor too. What is the appraiser of the subject property? Dude, I got no idea. I'm gonna go with 175. Call it a day. A property is listed for $399,500 in a hot seller's market. The contract price is $415. Appraiser value of the property. Appraiser value is $405. What's market value of this property? Well, let's run some numbers and see what we can do. Wait a minute, why don't you just take all of these and then divide it? Let's try that. Let's try the mean. Let's be mean. The mean method. You know what? This is the easy way to do it. 415 plus... Oh, that won't work because I have to actually put in the numbers. 415, 1, 2, 3, plus 399, 1, 2, 3, equals, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, divide by how many? 3 equals 406. 406,500. An average of the list price, appraised value, and contract price, 406,500. But it's asking for the market value. I feel like this is not the right answer. They're like, no, we're asking for this. And I'm like, well, I got you this. And they're like, no, but it has to be this. The words demand, utility, scarcity, and transferability represent characteristics of value. I'm pretty sure it's C. Demand, utility, scarcity, transferability. I'm going to roll with that. Which of the following could a real estate license holder provide? Which of the following could a real estate license holder provide? Dude, we gotta hurry up. I want to go fly that drone. Which of the following could a real estate license holder provide? Oh, well, opinion and value, yeah. An appraised value? No. A market analysis? It's either A or B. Market analysis, I think so. An opinion of value, that should be fine. What does Cheggy have to say? I don't see anything. Today's a good day. Chegg's not charging us anything to play with their stuff. Play with their software. FIRA is a federal law. Where deals an appraiser obtain a license certification? I think it's A. I have never heard of USPAP. Yeah, that's an act, I think. An appraisal tool with a yearly component in the calculation is I don't think it's these two. It's either cost or income. Let's go with the cost. An agent has been contacted to list a unique property. Which of the following would be most likely to help the agent to value this property? An agent has been contacted to list a unique property. So a unique property, which of the following would be the most likely to help the agent value this property? A BPO, a GIM, gross income multiplier, no. A broker, a BPO, probably not. A CMA, comparative market analysis, cost per appraisal. Honestly, it might be a CAA. Here, how we gonna do it? Well, that didn't really help us. Let's go ahead and try it this way. A broker has entered into an agency relationship by securing a listing on a seller's property. The broker has entered into agency relationship by securing a listing on a seller's property. The broker must manage the listed property. Well, it's not A, they don't do financing. No, they don't need to account for funds received. Accept any offer for at least list price. Probably B or D. I'm going to go with manage the listed property. Number 30, a residential property has been listed under an exclusive right to sell listing with ABC Realty. Buyer offers 50% below list price and seller accept the offer. What is true? Oh wow, they did violate the thing. No, I don't think it's A. I think it's definitely B. The broker has violated his agency because the broker's told the buyer, "Hey, throw in a lowball offer," because the buyer is going to will take it or something like that. They're anxious to sell. So next, page 4 of 8. We're halfway there, guys. The law requiring that real estate contracts to be in writing to be enforceable is statute of frauds. Back the camera up a little bit. That's good. When does an offer to purchase real property become a sales contract? When it's signed by the buyer. Oh, I think it's definitely B, when it's signed and acceptance is communicated. So could you sign something and then say it's signed, but acceptance is not but acceptance has not been communicated, so it is not valid? Like, could that work or something? Is my camera too low? No, it's actually good. Okay. Don't you guys like this view? Isn't it better than being at the office? It really is nice being. I mean, it's really nice to have an office like this that's free to use. This is public, but the only downside is just the noise of, random people being on the phone for like that for a long time. If you're on the call for 10 minutes, you need to be out of the library. Like, you should not be inside the library. You need to step outside and talk on the phone. Like, this is a library. And the guy's on the 3rd floor. Do you know the first floor is for kids, the second floor is for teenagers, and the 3rd floor is for like college students, young adults, people who are studying for degrees, whatever. The 3rd floor is known as the study floor. Then there's the fun floor, that's number 2, and then number 1 is for like children. So I'm like, if you're gonna be on the phone, be on any other floor, but not the 3rd floor. Or step outside on the sun garden, which we can show you guys in a minute what that looks like. It's really cool. They even have plants and stuff. But I'm not kidding. That guy has been on the call for at least the first test that we took on the stream. And I don't know, maybe, hopefully it doesn't bother anyone who's watching the stream after this gets uploaded on there. But if it is, I apologize. We will figure out a better filming spot. And that kind of reminds me of that movie. Have y'all seen that movie, the Click movie? Where it's a mute button, you can turn something off, or you can pause time and stuff. That's what we need. We need the little click remote, so I can just like aim it at somebody who's talking too loud, like myself, and go click, and they're muted or something. That'd be funny. Okay, we need to get in the game, boys. Because I'm dragging. RC is dragging. Two brothers have inherited the family farm. The brothers are 19 and 16. 19-year-old does not want the property in his deeds shared to the 16-year-old. Well, that's not too nice. The 16-year-old sells the property. At this point, sales contract is... I don't know. Terminated? Void? We're gonna say it's terminated. A buyer has defaulted on the sales contract, desires to keep the earnest money deposit as compensation. Liquidated damages. It actually is liquidated damages. I remember that question in class. If that's wrong, I'm gonna be salty. 35, a listing agreement is a bilateral contract terminated by the death of the listing agent. Actually, it's not. I don't think so. An employment contract. It is a... No, it's not an employment contract. It's a general agency agreement. I'm going to say it's a bilateral contract. Let's look it up. Well, that didn't help much. Cheggy. All right, there's a lot of mixed questions there. Number 36, at what age is the individual considered to have contractual ability? BB 18. What, if we get that wrong, we're going to be grumpy. It should be. What real estate contract is an exception to the statute of frauds? I think it's A. 38, a sales license holder has negotiated a listing agreement with a seller. A sales license holder has negotiated a listing agreement with the seller. This agreement establishes an agency relationship. A sales license holder has negotiated a listing agreement with a seller. This agreement establishes an agency relationship. Yeah, I just like zoned out for like 2 minutes. Okay, this is how you know we need more coffee. A sales license holders negotiate a listing agreement with the seller. The agreement establishes an agency relationship between it's between a license. It's why do they always say it? They always use words and they drag it out so that it's more confusing. You have more crap to think about. Just say an agent. Don't say a sales license holder. They're going to write a Texas sales license holder. Let me use as many words as possible to confuse you. Gosh. Or she's getting grumpy now. Agent has negotiated a listing agreement with the seller. Okay. The agreement establishes an agency relationship between the seller and the sales license holder. Seller and the actual buyer. No. Seller and the prospective buyers. No. The broker and the seller. I'm going to go with D. A listing agent will always... No, you can't give advice and opinions to buyer and seller. Give full disclosure of all facts to both parties. Honestly, C sounds like a better answer, which would be treat both parties with honesty and fairness. Give full disclosure of all facts to both parties. I think we saw this on here. When you scroll down. Yep, that's the answer. It's C. Oh yeah, we got one. A broker plans to sue for commission. What is necessary for the broker to win that suit? Must have written listing agreement. Must have an office in the same community as the property. Oh my gosh, that would suck if you had to have that. Did we get all those answers? Yep. Yeah, we did. Okay, bet. A written contract where one party can rescind is best described as. Rescind. Dude, I got no idea. No idea. I'm gonna go with voidable. A builder and a buyer has have negotiated contract for a new home. The builder has added a clause in the contract saying that he will pay the buyer $250 for every day that he's late in delivering the completed project. Dang, dude, $250 a day that he is late in delivering the completed project? Holy crap. That means if that guy is, let's run that. If that guy is late for over like a month, say he's late by 30 days, that's how much the buyer makes. $7,500. Bro, if you made 300, what if he was 300? That's 9,000. Dang, my dude. A builder and a buyer have negotiated a contract for a new home. The builder has added a clause into the contract stating that he will pay the buyer $250 for every day that he's late in the clean project. The $250 per day is an example of. This looks like it's an example of. Compensatory damages, specific performance, punitive damages. That sounds like a cool word. Let's look up punitive damages. Okay, that's not it. What's up? Compensatory damages. In tort law. I don't think that's right. Oh, here we go. Loss of use, money to compensate, the time it takes to repair damages. Man. Does this one have it? What type of contract falls into the if-then format? Wow. I don't remember going over this. Gosh, I got no idea. We need support on that. Okay, you know what? Never mind. That's too many words. Let's just pick one and pray. That should be on a shirt. Pick and pray. Just pick one and then pray. That's nice. Just in life, you're gonna make a lot of picking to do, and you're gonna need to. I feel like this is a unilateral. It's interesting. Which of the following is not a requirement of a valid contract? Legal purpose? I feel like that is. Everything on here seems like it is. Is legal purpose in writing offer acceptance to competent parties. How is that not any of those on there? I feel like me looking at this question is like watching paint dry. Which of the following is not a requirement of valid contract? What you need in writing offer acceptance to competent parties. You know what? I think it's actually kind of a tricky question, but I think the right answer is A. Because in Champions, they always say you need to have in writing, offer acceptance, competent parties. Those are like the three things you need. So surely legal purpose does not count for what they're trying to get us to do. Number 45, when should a license holder advise a client to have a contract examined by an attorney? Definitely prior to closing on a property. Never, as it is a waste of time and money that is not the client's best interest. That's definitely not the answer. At first substantive dialogue with the client, you probably don't have anything to look over before a client sends a document that he doesn't understand. It's either A or B, but the right answer was probably going to be prior to closing on the property. You'd want to, because think about it, you're going to say, hey, Mr. Attorney, can you look at this document? And he's like, okay, cool. And then you're going to come back there, hey, Mr. Attorney, look at this document. Okay, cool. Or you could just wait to the end, but close to it, and say, hey, can you look at this document before I close? And he's like, sure. And then you got only one bill. Guys, these attorneys, they are not cheap. Okay, they are very expensive. One of our bills was from a guy, he charged us $950. And then in the invoice it says, exchanged emails with person's name. Exchanged emails with person's name. It's like, really? You get paid $950 to exchange emails? I can do that. I know I'm low. But then someone in the comments be like, well, you didn't go through attorney school to do that. It's like, I don't care. It's $950. A license holder who advertises a listed property as having the most beautiful view of the city is probably puffing. Guilty of fraud? No. Well, wait. The most beautiful view of the city. It's not A. It's probably not B. I mean, it could be. Guilty of misrepresentation. The most beautiful view of the city. It sounds more like puffing. It could be counted as guilty of misrepresentation because you're saying this is the most. You're saying this is the most beautiful view of Arlington. Well, is it puffing? Yeah, definitely. Is it misrepresentation? I mean, not really though, because who's to say that this is the most beautiful view? Anybody could say this is the most beautiful view of the city. You could stand in that corner and look at the library and say that it's the most beautiful view of the wall or something. I don't know. Let's go with puffing. If we get it wrong, we'll fix it. 47. Which of the following situations or conditions regarding a property should never be disclosed? It is definitely going to be C. A previous owner died from HIV or AIDS. And honestly, don't know why you can't disclose that. This seems kind of important to know. I mean, if I went to a property and then I found out they died of HIV or AIDS, I don't know. Weird. Murder on the property, that has to be disclosed, I think. That's also known as stigmatized. The property is alleged to be haunted, stigmatized. Murder, same thing. Structural problem with the property resulting in death of the property. Those are so tricky. So what does Google say about that? Because surely they have some. Which following? Look at this one. You know what? That's going to take too long. Never mind. Number 48. A sales license holder who has worked in residential real estate for 5 years has decided to move to industrial sales. Oh, we had this on the other one. Definitely join a firm with a broker who specializes in industrial property and work with that broker to learn the business and develop competency. Amen. I mean, that's true. If you're any career thing you're trying to go through, you should join somebody that's doing it and shadow them as their assistant. 49, a buyer has had inspections on a property and is not pleased with some of the information. He has terminated his contract. Why? His right to do so suggests that his contract had. Would it be in an alienation clause? No, it's not that. Let's look at a due diligence clause. No. Okay, so is it a default clause? I feel like it's a default. A substitution. I guess it would be a default clause. Hold on, wait, let's look at the substitution one again. I guess it is a default clause, okay. Kind of tricky. Which of the following is not a penalty for violation of the Federal Fair Housing Act? Oh man. Gosh, we've been on the stream for a while. It's been like 2 hours without water. Feels like a desert in here. Fines up to 1 year in jail, injunctions, easement, assessment of attorney fees. I'm gonna go with D. That does not sound like something valid. As long as the services of the broker are not involved, she does not discriminate in advertising. She can't discriminate for any reason except that's a tricky question. I go with A. Physically handicapped tenant has modified an apartment to meet his needs at his own expense. His lease is about to expire and he plans to move. The landlord wants the apartment restored to original condition was true. The tenant must restore the apartment at landlord's expense. The tenant must restore the apartment at his own expense. That is true. An apartment complex is advertising for new tenants, which the following statements would violate fair housing. No drugs, no alcohol. No serious. Probably no alcoholics. You know what? Yeah, wow, we got it. No alcoholics. No students! You can say no alcohol, you can say no drugs, but you can't say no alcoholics. Just say no alcohol. That kind of solves that problem. Persuading a property owner to sell by stating that minorities are moving into the area is called... Y'all hear that crap? That's crazy. It's more panic peddling. My dude, what are you doing, my boy? Revving up them bike. Encouraging property owners to self-charge. Yeah, that's definitely panic peddling. John owns a residential rental property. He has leased an apartment to a visually impaired tenant who has a guide dog John's usual lease agreements has a no pets policy clause. What is true? Oh no, it's 5 o'clock. We're running out of time. Oh my god, we gotta hurry up. We're running out of daylight. Guys, I apologize for my ADD. Just put the video on ×2 and we'll fix it. He's leased an apartment to a visually impaired tenant who has a guide dog. John's usually lease agreements has no pets policy. Dude, does that motorcycle he's been there for 10 minutes. I thought he drove off by now. No pets policy. What is true in this situation? He has leased an apartment to a visually impaired tenant. John's unusual lease agreements has a no pets policy clause. What's true? No pets policy. John owns a residential or rental property. Is leased an apartment to a visually impaired tenant who has a guide dog. John's usual lease agreement has no pets policy. I've read this question 5 freaking times and I don't understand it. So he's visually impaired. Okay. He needs a guide dog. He might have to... I think it's this one. John must allow the tenant to keep the guide dog if the tenant can provide written proof that he needs the dog. Well, how is he going to provide written proof if you can't see? Honestly, I think it's B. It's definitely not A. The guy can't see, okay? The guy can't see. Let's scroll down. A sales license holder is working with a minority couple to find a home for them. The license holder is only showing the buyers homes in minority neighborhoods. I don't know, man. Dude, imagine okay, so when somebody walks past the little thingy, imagine looking at them, but getting up as fast as possible, just freaking lunging, jumping at the door, grabbing the door, and then just charging at them. Let's see what they would do. They'd probably be freaked the heck out. Oh my god, you let a zombie in here. Sales license holders working with a minority couple to find a home. Oh, this guy is steering for sure. Target marketing, blockbusting, panic peddling. Well, panic peddling saying, hey, everybody get out of here. There's a minority group coming in. Sell your property now. That's panic peddling. Steering's hey, go over here, go over here, go over here, and you go over here. That's steering. You're kind of just putting them all over the place. They did that years ago. Why is combing illegal? Well, do you want your money to get mixed up with their money? And be well, you gave me $5,000. I don't know why it's $4,000 now. Just things happen. They blame it on the bank. Why is commingling illegal? To protect the broker? Heck no. To protect the clients. You don't want to protect them brokers. Them greedy brokers are trying to get your money. To protect clients' funds from claims by creditors of the broker. Honestly, this is to prevent a broker from earning interest. To prevent a broker from earning interest on a client funds. Well, let me tell you something. Have you seen Chase Bank's interest payment? 0.00001%. I don't think you're gonna make a dang penny. Actually, real story. So we had $6,000 in Chase's account. Guess how much I was getting a month? I was getting 6 pennies. 6 pennies for giving them $6,000. Does it make any sense? Absolutely nothing. 0 cents. Now you can put that money on PancakeSwap and make over 10% annually. And it's actually more than that. I think it's 30 to 40. There was a point on PancakeSwap where you're making if you locked it in their contract, the percentage was going down, of course, but it was at one point 300%, which was pretty freaking cool that you can make 300 ROI. Too bad it doesn't stay at that. Due to the difficulty of maintaining accurate records of clients' funds. I mean, it's really to protect clients from claims. I would honestly say it's definitely to protect. Also, why would it maintaining accurate records of clients' funds? That's true too. It's really, I'd rather go with to protect the client's funds from claims by creditors of the broker. Broker has placed his own funds with the clients. He has used those funds to pay his office rent. It is conversion. Commingling is mixing up stuff. So like all of these pens, okay, you have one, this is mine, and you got the client, this is another one. Now it's commingled. Then if I take the client, and I still got mine, but I take the client and I say, look, I'm going to use the client's money to buy a new car, then I got I've not only commingled, but then I've converted. Does that make sense? I hope so. Another way of thinking you got multiple clients. Say you're the G2 right here, and this is everyone else. So this is you, the broker. This is everyone else. Now it's commingled. So that honestly, guys, conversion commingling probably happens a lot in real estate, and good thing that Trek has made that a thing to look for. Because if that wasn't, then you would have a lot of bad brokers. There's a lot of bad brokers out there. Okay, there is. A property is found to have asbestos on the site. What is true? It doesn't have to be removed. It does have to be disclosed. Best answer is encapsulation of asbestos-containing materials can be used to solve the problem. Must be removed by a seller, not true. Must be removed by a seller, not true. Property must be tinted to remove. No, never heard of that. Many states require seller's disclosure of property condition. What statement is the seller's disclosure is false? Not true. I actually don't know. I need to read all these questions before I just start clicking. Broker is not liable for hidden defects not disclosed by a seller. That is, oh, it's asking for what is false. Okay, so let's look for everything that's true. That's true. That's true. So B and C are done. Both the broker and the seller. That's not true. That is true. It's D. A broker is responsible for disclosing and discovering and disclosing all problems in areas accessible for visual inspection. So what you see, like I see, say the roof is jacked up, and I can visually see, oh, there's a hole in the freaking roof, and I don't say anything, well then yeah, I would probably be held liable for that. The broker and the seller are responsible for accuracy of the disclosure form. No, it's the seller's job. Hopefully that's the right answer. Yes, page 7, we're almost done. Which of the following statements about radon is false? Radon is colorless and odorless, that's true. That's one done. HUD, HUD, Housing and Urban Development, does not require radon testing for FHA loans. Not sure. Radon is only harmful if you smoke. That's false. Radon enters the homes through their foundations. That's true. So true, 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 false. Next. Oh. Coinbase. Don't buy a home in 2023. Okay. Wow, we're on 12%. We should have been charging this phone. All right, real quick, guys, let's do a market update. Oh, Doge is running. Holy crap. Gala is up 49%. Oh, wow. Now I really lost more money. I bought the Gala X3S at whatever the heck that price was. Ding. 138%. Damn. Do you guys see that? That's freaking high. It's so frustrating with like shorting sometimes because you don't know really like when you've hit the best time to buy it. So, oh, Ape is up. Well, dang, I sold my Doge long to buy more Gala short, and then now my Gala short just went So yeah, I don't want to look at that for the next like week. All right, pretend we don't have any crypto. 62, a license holder showing property with a pond. He notices iridescence on the surface of the pond and is concerned about possible causes. What should the license holder do? Well, you don't want to ignore. Not A, not D, not C. It would be B. Mention his concerns of the pond. Tell buyers Yep. Buyer's inspection report on property shows the presence of asbestos on the property. Which of the following statements about asbestos is false? It's probably B. You don't have to remove it. Homeowner's insurance will not protect property from. I think it's vandalism. That would actually be a bummer. Gently use water that can be recycled but should not be used for human consumption is called gray. Is it gray? I got no dang idea. Yeah, it is gray water. White water, black water, gray water, clear water. What is white water? That sounds not good. Oh. Who went to jail? What? Okay, nope, get off Google. You see the thing, when you look up stuff, guys, you gotta remember, you gotta get quickly off. The more clicks, the more links you jump into, the more distracted you're just gonna get. If you click a link, read it, and then click out of it. Don't click, or you do what my brother does and get literally nothing done because you went from one link to another link to another link to another link to another link, and then you just get nowhere. Really, I need to create a product to sell my own brother. Not to sell my own brother, sorry. I need to create a product to sell to my brother because the sales funnel would work perfectly on my brother because he clicks links like crazy. If he's watching this live stream, he's gonna be like, I'm gonna beat that guy when I get home. He's on a trip right now, but yeah, that's my good old brother right there. Which of the following underground storage tanks is not exempt from federal UST rules? Ooh, good question. Holy cow, I got no idea. I don't remember covering that. I don't know what book that's from. Oh no, we're gonna go septic tanks. Property is in a family-oriented neighborhood and can be purchased for $1,100 a month. What is wrong about this advertisement? The sales license holder has advertised a property. Her ad states that the property is in a family-oriented neighborhood and can be purchased for $1,100 a month. Family-oriented. I honestly don't see anything wrong with this thing. Family-oriented neighborhood. I don't know, probably A. A borrower is aware that interest rates are going down. He wants to purchase property now and be able to take advantage of the lower rates in the future. A would be an ARM, adjustable rate mortgage. So if the interest rates are high, he buys an ARM, it starts going down, it's going to adjust to that rate. Which of the following statements about a conforming loan is false? I'm going to go with B. because I got no clue. And we got to go because it's 512. According to the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, lender cannot deny credit is... Let's figure it out. It is C. Next. Oh, we're so close. In what document would you find an unconditional promise to pay a debt? The deed of trust? Unconditional? Dude, no clue. No clue, guys. This is why it's nice to take these exams multiple times, because if you don't know the answer, it's fine, okay? If you don't know it, you just take it, you do your grade, you get what you get, and you redo it. You don't need to freak out the first time like, oh, I got it wrong, oh my gosh, I'm dumb. No, just take it, fail it, do it again, take it, fail it, do it again, take it, almost fail it, almost pass it, do it again, take it, barely pass it, and then keep going. Which of the following statements about VA loans is false? Parents of veterans. I don't think that's it. That's true. Yeah, you do have to hit 181 days and you have to be honorably discharged. Know that. True. Almost true. Parents of veterans are eligible for VA loans. I don't think they are. Can a non-veteran assume an existing VA loan? Maybe. Which of the following? That's, so I mean, like the wife, right? If the guy dies or so. Definitely. Oh, least likely? A short sale? Would a short sale affect your credit? Mr. Google. Straight assumption. Okay, so a short sale probably would. Oh my gosh, it's math. Guys, we gotta roll. I got the drone to fly. Skippy. Skippy and Skippy. Oh man, they really nail us with all these math questions. Now we're really gonna fail it because I'm trying to get going. We're skipping them. We are skipping them. We're skipping them because we got other things we need to do. We've been on this test too long. Oh, of course we failed it. It's because of the math ones that we did not do. So yeah, I mean, if you're in a rush like me and you have to kind of quickly get out of it, we got a 60, not bad. Obviously, if we were trying the math and we really wanted to do it, we probably could have passed it. What I want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and hit click. Oh, well, I was trying to print the download thingy, but we'll do that one again and see what's up, what's not. Try those math ones. But as you can see, it definitely takes a lot of time to do this stuff. That's me trying to stay focused. That's also, we probably would have gotten more productive if we're in our office over yonder, and that's probably because it'd be quiet. You wouldn't have any distractions. The setup, it takes time to drive over here, then set up. So really, if you're trying to really get some work done, you want to just pick a spot that's quiet. Okay, if you can find a quiet spot, that's great. If you can't find a quiet spot, well, you're gonna have to find a quiet spot. Really, if you don't have a quiet spot, one way that helped me get through high school for senior year was putting on those red earmuffs, because you're not, it kind of like takes you out of where your current environment is. So I would put those earplugs in and earmuffs on, so I wouldn't hear crap, and it made me feel like I wasn't at the house. It made me feel like I was in a very quiet place. I didn't hear the dishes, I didn't hear any noises. It's very frustrating at my house, because there's people there, they're gonna make noise, and you don't want to get mad at them. So what best thing you can do is just put those things on. It really helps. If you have an office that you can work at, then yeah, definitely go there. That's the one thing I love about this office up there is none of the real estate agents go there. They don't utilize the space at all. So it's really nice for people that need a quiet place, that like working in an office. Benefits of not working at home is it will help you sleep better when you come back at home. because if you are always doing your work at home, you'll struggle with going to sleep because you're just always home. You're never outside. You want to have your work at work, like work is here in the library, and then you go home. If you don't, it really screws you with your brain mentally because everything you're doing is at home. You sleep at home, you eat at home, you work at home, you play with your family at home. It's too much. You want to have it balanced. So those work from home things, some people like it, and if it works for you, well, good. If it doesn't and you're struggling with sleep, find a place to go take your work outside your home. Personally, for me, I don't want any of my work to be at home, really. The only work I want to be at home is stuff that's like really only working on the business directly. And even with that, I'm starting to learn, keep all business in a business location and keep all family time in a family location. Keep it separate because it really helps your mind to know that you're physically leaving your work, really helps your mind to kind of just detach. And then you're like, okay, it's my time now. It's just me and personal life. It's not my work is like a ball and chain. When you're at home, it's a ball and chain, and it can hold you back mentally. That's my experience. If not, well then great. Hats off to you because if you can gut it out and work at home and not struggle with depression and still get good sleep, well then that's great. That means you can be really efficient because you can roll out of bed, turn on your computer, drink some coffee, and get to work. So, guys, that is going to do it for today. We will probably come up here again. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That is the best way to support this channel. And we'll be coming up here more often. Definitely learned my lesson, and we'll find out later today when we do some editing on how loud that earlier film was with the dude. Yeah, we'll be coming up here probably later because it's 5:19 right now, and there's some people sitting outside over there, but outside the door there's no one. So basically, if you're coming to the library to do your work like this, to go live or to film videos, come at the evening time, probably around 4 p.m. is the best time. So 2 hours before closing, and then probably the first 2 hours in the morning, the best time. Anytime after that, even though it's the 3rd floor on this library and they're supposed to have like a quiet time, that doesn't really take effect here. Also, you get a nice, beautiful background for your videos, and it's just feels more like natural. When you're in an office, it can feel very corporate and very exhausting and depressing because you don't get to see the sun go down. It's just you're kind of just stuck in your own little box, and you feel it gets kind of lonely, I guess. Plus, it helps to see people walk around. You're around life, So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a comment, like, and definitely subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.